how do you set yourself apart in the application process? I've applied to 3 schools and rejected 2 different. So I'm just curious, what is it about them?
Well, I think in your case, the first step is to actually call the office, because some schools are very willing to open up your application, look over it, and honestly tell you what you were lacking. I applied to tech and I didn't get in. And I called them to, find out what it was, and, they said, well, okay, yeah, looking at your application, the only place you're deficient is the amount of healthcare experience you have. So if you worked, if you got a job tomorrow and you were working, you reapplied next year, we would very likely accept you. I mean, they just told me all of that. And I was really surprised. I mean, other schools might not be so forthcoming with that information, but it's worth a shot.
They haven't been forthcoming.
I would just say increase your shadowing hours. That's a huge one on CASPA now. Increase your healthcare experience and volunteer. If you can't get a job in healthcare, do volunteering.
Patient contact.
Because they do like non-traditional students. I had worked for 5 years before I went back, and just highlighting what I had done in those 5 years, how I would have, in my interviews, stating how I was a better applicant because of it, I think really helped me get in.
Also, many of the PA programs have open houses. They have open houses where they invite you to come in, they tell you a little bit about the program, and a lot of times they'll tell you what they look for, what they don't look for. So this is another opportunity to make, and a lot of times it's the program director that conducts these. So this is another good opportunity to kind of just introduce yourself and kind of have like the pathway to say, well, I applied last year, and then maybe at that point you might be like, oh, we'll call my office and we can set up an appointment next week or something. So make sure that you look at that. At the Baylor has open house, Pan Am has one, San Antonio has one. So I think almost all the schools have an open house.
Yeah, Southwestern has, they have, throughout the year, they have days where they just open up a program and they have presentations that they give. So.
Most of them have the dates published on the website. Some of them still don't have them published yet and haven't answered emails yet either.
And also highlight that you're a TAPA member. That just shows a huge commitment to the career field.
Or like, I don't know if I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
I don't know if this is that important, but like on campus there might be certain academic clubs that might be good to join and get involved and earn like volunteering and
This is a little off the record, but it's okay. But one little trick that so A&M comes from, at A&M we have an incredibly strong pre-PA program, and I know we can talk to anybody here, and most people here and just be like, how many Aggies are in your classroom? And it's
75%.
right. I mean, it's incredible because of FAPA and because of the strong pre-PA group that we have there. But one of the tricks that FAPA tells you is, so whenever you're filling out that CASPA, let's say, you know how there's all these categories to fill in, right? And you're like, well, I did volunteer at Habitat for Humanity, but that doesn't really fit anywhere. Find someplace, put it in there. Whether it's whatever, even if it doesn't 100% fit with community service or whatever, put it in there because it's on there and they have to read it. So if there's something that you didn't put on your application because you didn't know where it could fit, but it highlighted one of your strengths or highlighted who you were, find a place to put it in your application.
Yeah, I was part of, just going back, they ask, I think even back to like high school and stuff, different volunteering we've done. I was in a scouting group and we would, sing at nursing homes, we would, sing for church, I'd do different, and I put all of that on there, all the years that I'd done it for. And then also talking about shadowing, somehow I came in contact with one of the presidents of the American Academy of Physician Assistants, Family Practice PAs Association. And so I got to shadow him, and he gave me contacts to some other people he knew. So I got to shadow in rural medicine, neurosurgery, and hepatology, HIV. And so I think just the variety and being able to see the different sides the PAs can work in. During the interview, they asked, why do you want to be a PA compared to a doctor or an MP or whatever, and just saying, you know, the diversity, we can change fields, look at all these specialties, you know, I really enjoyed, all of them were, you know, upbeat, they loved what they did, and I think just seeing more than just, you know, family practice was helpful.
I would also say don't go into the interview process trying to be what they need. Go in being you and being proud and strong to be you, because otherwise you're going to come off as like fake or scared or whatever, and you're probably going to be scared anyway. So, but just have a very big personality, and you know, if I try to tone it down, I don't think I come off very well. So I just went in and I was just me and my big personality. And obviously I didn't fit every school, but I found a school that I fit with. So.
A lot of times they're not looking for the perfect applicant, they're looking for the perfect class. And, you know, so if you go in anything but yourself, you know, you're just doing yourself a disservice.